These shoes right here are one of my favorites to wear casually off court for pretty much everything. And I just think that this right here is just a great buy. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look, breakdown, and performance-ish review from a lifestyle perspective on what I consider bad boys right here. And this, my friends, is the Nike Pegasus Plus. All right, so these guys right here, we do have a actual running performance review. If you were interested, it's over on the website, WearTesters.com. Links will be down below in the description box. However, I did want to give a more casual perspective on them because I don't really run. I play basketball, but running, definitely not my thing. And after wearing them for, I don't know, like what, 2, almost 3 weeks, whatever it might be, since they released essentially, I fucking love these. I wouldn't want to run in them, like I'll say that right off the bat. But from a casual perspective, I think this is awesome. So one of my favorite things about the shoe simply is its visual appeal or its aesthetics. I know that the sole is a little bit chunky, a little bit wavy. I get it. That's not my favorite part. It's the upper. This shoe right here is based off of an older model. Surprise, surprise. Seems like that's all Nike's been doing lately, but that's neither here nor there. It is hitting me in my nostalgic feels, and I do dig that. Clearly, they got me. But the old Nike Pegasus Turbo was just a fantastic shoe. I thought that they were stupid comfortable. I loved wearing those things. I trashed my pair, and I wish that I still had a pair. But I don't. However, this is the closest thing that I got to it. The upper mimics the upper of that shoe almost one for one. They are not identical though, they are different. I'm just saying that the visuals, especially when I'm looking down at them, the stuff that I see when I'm wearing my shoes, I dig it, and I dig it a lot. I love this stripe, dude, and I love that it's bright ass pink.
You said walking around Target, they make me feel so fast.
I know. That's all it is, man. I really love these, dude. You know what I mean? Like, they're so comfortable. They look so cool to me. I really like them. They're hella light. Like, this is ridiculous. If you wanted to know how light, so 8.61 ounces. That's pretty light. The outsole on these guys has been durable for me so far. This is where I will question like the whole performance side of things. Not in the sense of like, will it grip? I'm sure that it'll grip just fine. I'm sure that it'll flex just fine. There's cutouts in there for flexing and maneuverability and all that stuff. I do think that it's still weird though that they have this gap. Why not just have it all the way? And the reason why I say this is because just as a casual wear, you know, using these for dailies and for long walks and whatever it might be, get stuck in the foam, dude. The foam is super soft. Little rocks, pebbles, glass pieces, whatever it is that you might be walking on, it's going in there and it's staying in there. And then you walk into your house, and I know that you should remove your shoes. Sometimes you're just doing something real quick, like you gotta take a shit. Stuff gets stuck in there and you can hear it like scratching the floor when you go from outside to inside, like say you're at Safeway or over at Target. I don't like that. And again, it makes me question its overall durability from a performance standpoint. Obviously from a lifestyle standpoint, it's been just fine, but it's one of those things that I do question. Now moving on up, the midsole is very interesting looking because it's like super exaggerated and sculpted and big. It's like their big like race day shoes, the big 4% and 2% or whatever the hell they're all called. The super shoes, it's going in that direction. That's where I think that the original Pegasus Turbo like really did things well, where they were super streamlined, really low to the floor. They felt amazing. These guys do feel similar. They don't feel as good as those, but similar, but with that whole like over exaggerated sculpt and midsole. The material though is still ZoomX, and this stuff is just comfortable, dude. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but just extreme comfort, like ultimate comfort in a lightweight package. It weighs hardly nothing, and its bounce or resiliency to your impact, and then the way that it deflects all of that stuff or bounces back into shape, it's insane. It's super comfortable. It's super light. I love it. I wouldn't want to run in it. That's the main thing, is that you can feel it like packing down and all of that stuff. And especially if you like heel strike every once in a while, you can kind of feel it like wobble a little bit. And that's where I'm just like, oof, I don't know about that. But as far as like a lifestyle daily shoe, ZoomX, dude, it's hella comfortable. Would I say that this is better than my favorite cushioning of all time, which just so happens to be Zoom Air? That's where I'll have to sit down and think about it for a little while. Now the upper, again, is probably my favorite part, at least visually or aesthetically, and it is one of the best parts about them just wearing around as well. They are very lightweight. They're made out of Flyknit, but the Flyknit almost mimics an engineered mesh, so it's like very thin. It's not thick and yarn-like. It's very streamlined, you know what I mean? Like if this is what current Flyknit or new generation Flyknit Flyknit is, this makes me wonder, in the world of Protros, and yes, I know we're talking about a running shoe, I'm just saying, in the world of Protros, how come they didn't put this new Flyknit on something like the Kobe 8 Protro in place of the engineered mesh when it almost looks the same? But either way, what I love about the material is that you can actually see pretty much what Flyknit was originally intended for, or at least advertised as, which is a lightweight, durable material that flexes really well with your foot, requires almost no break-in time, and has strategic zones knitted or woven into it. Again, which you can see here. So you can see the top layer, while it's still breathable, it's very thick, it's tight, it's together, it's supportive. And then you move on down the midfoot and it starts to open up. It's for greater flexibility, tons of airflow. It's awesome, man. Like, this stuff is super comfortable. I love it. It's like wearing socks, but super breathable socks. And probably my favorite part about it is that it doesn't show your toes all weird like the knit stuff does. So like prime knit, that's the one thing that I dislike about it, is like it literally looks like you're wearing socks on top of a footbed. And I don't like that you can see your toes through it. It's weird. This, you still look like you're wearing a shoe. The tongue is lightweight. It's almost non-existent. I don't love it in the terms of like what it is. It's just a little thin like microfiber fabric piece that almost mimics like the tongue of that Kobe 8, like that really thin fuse stuff, but it's not uncomfortable like fuse. So this stuff, that's the one thing where like I don't love this style of tongue, but at the same time it doesn't bother me, it doesn't chafe anything. So in that sense, it's great. The insole is even decent. It's not like the best insole of all time, but it's a dense enough foam to where it's going to last. Like I've again been wearing these non-stop for pretty much almost 3 weeks, it feels like, and this thing is as good as it was in day one. For performance, underneath the eye stay area, there is a fabric kind of like lockdown cage basically that's underneath the upper. You can't see it from the outside obviously, but it is there on the inside. It's on both medial and lateral sides. So again, for performance, it's not maybe something that I would love to run in, but there are lots of performance features inside the shoe that you just can't see, but I do think makes for a fantastic lifestyle shoe. A super comfortable one too. The rear sculpting, again, this is what I love about modern running shoes. I really like the way that old school runners look, but this heel right here is undefeated, dude. The way that it sculpts and moves away from the back of your leg and your foot, your heel, so it's not chafing, rubbing, causing blisters, torn skin. So yeah, I love this. And as far as fit is concerned, go true to size. You should be good to go. Wide footers, I do want to say go true to size just because I feel like after wearing these and really breaking in that Flyknit, you should be able to fit these just fine. I feel like my foot is a little bit loose in them. Granted, this is how I wear them. Like I don't tie them, like I slide them on and I just go. And I love like a snug fit. So lengthwise, perfect. Widthwise, this is where, you know, as a wide footer, you might be okay. Try them on in store if possible. I've seen these in various colors over at Dick's Sporting Goods, Foot Lockers, all that kind of stuff. So it shouldn't be too hard to find a pair to try on in store first and then find a better deal online. Now, with all that out of the way, do we happen to have time for a question of the day?
With both being Omega level mutants,
Ooh, another nerd. I love these ones.
who survives in a head-to-head battle between Storm and Magneto?
My initial thought is Magneto. Something metal somewhere. Wrap it around Storm, squish it, she's gone. But Storm is like different. Like Storm is an Omega level mutant, but she's, even by Magneto's own admittance, God level. What she can do even makes him be like, holy f. That's where I'm not sure. I think that Magneto could best her if he's super smart about it, or if he's super quick, super ruthless. Will he be though? That's the one thing about Magneto, is that he's not that guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's ruthless to a point, but not against mutants.
Wolverine.
Look, Wolverine stabbed him, dude.
I'm just saying.
Like if you got stabbed right there, you'd be like, give me that shit back. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he earned that one. But that is a good example of Magneto being ruthless towards mutants, but typically he preaches the opposite. Like, him being ruthless against humans, or Homo sapiens as he likes to call us, is normal. Like, he's like, yeah, these guys, they would kill us, so we should use their same type of tactics against them. He grew up throughout the Holocaust and all of that stuff, so he's seen pretty much the worst of humanity. So like, that's his level of thinking, like eye for an eye type. But as far as the way that he would handle another mutant, like obviously the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Magneto himself has fought his best friend, Professor X, for decades at this point, and he hasn't outright like straight up murked any of them that I can remember. I'm sure that he has, but like, it's not like it's his goal. If it was, he would have done that on day one. If he were ruthless, I think that he'd have a chance, but he'd have to be quick. Because otherwise, like, Storm's got the whole elements of just Mother Nature. You know what I mean? Like, she could just straight up wipe him out with a flood or an electrical storm. That's the one thing, like, even if he's like trying to wrap himself around like with metal to try to protect him, she could lightning that However, he might be able to use the magnetic field to kind of combat that. So it's like a, I don't know, that's a good matchup. I don't know who would win. He would have to be extra ruthless real quick though. That's all I'm saying. If he's gonna beat her, he would have to kill her and do it fast. Because outside of that, she's not just Omega, she's a god. She's awesome. Storm is one hell of a character. If you don't know much about her, like go read some comics, man. It's amazing. Do you have an opinion? Or you don't know enough about her? Okay.
I was proud of myself for what I said.
Oh, about Wolverine? Well, your extent to that is X-Men 97, not the books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, like things played out differently. If you wanted to hear more about it, I have a nerd channel. I actually did a video on Cyclops, and I said that I was not going to deep dive into Cyclops, and then I ended up deep diving into Cyclops a little bit, so I can't help it. But if you wanted to go check it out, go ahead. It's at some of my favorite things. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.